Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. I know I haven't been posting as much as I would like to. I still have issues with my camera, which I can't get fixed until I move, and I still haven't moved yet. You probably see some boxes. The energies are crazy. They're very heavy. We have that super blood wolf moon coming up on the 20th in just a few days. That's, you know, wreaking havoc with everybody, which is it's supposed to. On top of that, I've been invited to go to a Reiki circle, and that's just exactly what it is. It's a circle, and there's masters and non-practitioners of Reiki, including myself, that go, and you go into a deep meditative state, and then the masters come around and, you know, they put their hands on your head and your neck and your shoulders. You know, very rarely do they go to the body, but if they do, they don't touch. And that was so intense, very, very intense, that for a little part of it, I was out of my body. My body was so heavy. And I was just so exhausted on Sunday. But it will be something regular that I do because I like it, because it was really good. And the people that are associated with it are just some really wonderful, spiritual, loving, kind people. All right, we're going to take a look what's going on with the masculine. What are they working on? Surrender to joy. They are so used to not having any joy in their life, or if it was, they faked it, okay? It wasn't that deep down, like, you can just feel it looking at this picture. I mean, you can just sense the joy that this woman has. I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. And they're so used to not having it, that for them it's very foreign. It's kind of scary for them to feel that, because they're waiting for you know, the shoe to drop. You know, like, well, if I'm this happy, then something else has to be happening. Surrender to success. It says you're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. This almost reminds me of the Fool in traditional tarot. Again, like with joy, they were so used to things not going their way that it's kind of frightening for them, okay? But they're getting universal help. They're getting help. Surrender your desire to control people. This I'm getting is just to, not in a bad way, control people, but try to control how other people act and what other people say. And they're finally realizing that you can't. The only thing you can control is what you say and how it is you react to somebody on the opposite side who may not be as open and enlightened as, you know, as the twins are. So they're kind of figuring that out. You know, they're not beating their head against a wall anymore. They're like, oh, all right, I need to let that go, because that's not, see? Oh, the need to always be right, you know. And I hate to bag on the karmics, because it's not just the karmics. It's our past lives. It's ancestral wounds. We first waivers have it the hardest, because we need to clear these up as much as we can. We are here to clear those blockages, those wounds, those hurt issues, and pave the way for the second and third waves of twins to come into union. So, you know, we took this on because we are strong enough to do it. And the further you go on in this journey, the more you realize, you know what, I can do this. You know, you're beginning to remember that well, not that you chose this, but you're beginning to remember how strong you actually are. And so for the masculines, this was part of the control that they needed to work on for themselves, because they always had to prove themselves to be right for the karmics, because the karmics were so negative that when the masculines said something, they were defensive. You know, they needed that. They needed to be right. Surrender to worry. Get rid of anxiety. This has been plaguing the masculines too. Like, how am I gonna get out of this? You know, how do I make this happen with as least damage as possible to everybody involved? Because there will be damage. There is no getting out of it. Whether you are a masculine or a feminine, there's going to be some damage. But it's necessary damage, if that makes sense. Surrender to your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Yep. These two kind of go hand in hand. Don't live in the feeling of lack. This almost reminds me of the Five of Pentacles. Don't live in that fear, that worry of lack, of you're not going to have the strength, you're not going to have the material resources. Surrender to inner peace, definitely. Oh, there's a 2. Surrender the drama. Jeez Louise. And surrender to spirit. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Surrender to inner peace. That's what a lot of them are doing. That's what a lot of them are seeking. They are so seeking inner peace. Because of all the drama. All the drama that is going on under their roof and in their lives, whether it's with, you know, whether they're in a marriage, you know, a traditional marriage or long-term commitment, or even at work. So much shit has gone on. Oh, it's like the worst. They just said it's the worst reality show in the world is what the masculines are working on going through. But with that, they're learning to surrender to spirit. How beautiful that you go from surrendering the drama. And how do you surrender the drama? Is by surrendering to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic to it. Exactly. There's nothing more that can be done. You've physically done everything that can be done. There is no more you can do. So when you get to that point, you must 100% completely, totally surrender everything to the universe. Surrender the worries, surrender the outcome. You know, how are things going to happen? When are things going to happen? And start living in joy. Start living in joy in the moment. What else? Oh, I'd forgotten. I'd taken out a picture that I have of my masculine. I needed to send it to somebody, and I never put it back, which is, I'm getting pretty brazen. My kids could come in and see that, but you know what I mean, I'm divorced, so, but still. But now I'm leaving it out because I just don't care. Leaving it, surrendering to spirit. I don't care who knows that I love him. I mean, shit, if the karmic knows. And why do I give a shit if anybody else knows? Fire elemental. I ignite the fire within me that connects me to the divine. Exactly. They're getting this passion. They're getting this joy back in their life. Okay? Because they have been able to give everything over. And when you do, and it's hard to get there, and you don't stay there 24/7 because we are human, but when you do get to that place, it's like a freedom. Because you're not constantly thinking about the masculine and what is going on. Your mind has been set free. And it is very, very beautiful place to be. Not easy to get to and not always easy to maintain. Nor do they expect us to maintain it 24/7. They know we're human and they know we're flawed. And my guides always giggle when I say that. They're like, oh, humans, you're flawed. And then they always say that's why we are here. I know. Earth elemental. Wow, I wonder if all of them are going to come out. Earth elemental. I gratefully accept the abundance of the earth that the earth bestows upon me. Exactly. Nature is so beautiful. There's so much to be. Even in winters, you know, whether you're in Canada or, you know, you're on the East Coast or in the upper plains, you know, of the States where you do get a lot of snow. And I know you get the cabin fever. I'm from New York. I remember that. But the snow is still beautiful. It's gorgeous, just the right temperature and just everything has to fall in the right place in order for that snow to be made. And it just doesn't come down hardly, you know, really it's not flurries. It's an abundance, okay? And it's beautiful, all right? If you can step back and realize the beauty in that snow. And I know it's a pain, especially when you have little kids. Ugh. But looking back now, I mean, it was very beautiful. Abundance. I mean, the joy, you know, it was by the time I got 3 boys all dressed up, you know, in their snow pants and, you know, and mittens and socks and boots and scarves to go out and play, which they would stay about 15 minutes and then want to come back in and then go back out again. But I have such a good remembrance of them playing in the snow. And if it wasn't for that snow, we wouldn't have those memories. So that's what I mean by, you know, as I use the snow as an example, be appreciative of the snow. We have abundance. I am grateful for the abundance and the nature and the universe provide in my life. Exactly. 2 cards that say the same thing. They really want you to appreciate the little things in life. The everyday miracles of a bird flying, of the clouds in the sky, butterflies flying in front of you. Nature spirits. Wow, they're really going hard. I respect all of nature's elemental beings and help preserve life on Earth. Because you know that there are little fairies out there. So, you know, maybe some of you were not aware of that, but there's fairies out there. And you need to, you know, they like to be acknowledged. They kind of... Everybody recognizes the universe, but not everybody recognizes the fairies that are all around. And my daughter-in-law said they have a corgi, and she said one of the lores about corgis is that fairies live in their fur. I wouldn't doubt that. Fairies are everywhere. Find your bliss. I am following a path I love and am fully aligned to my soul's purpose. Yep, by surrendering to spirit, The masculines are starting to wake up. I know they've been asleep for a very long time. You know, that's why the Knight of Pentacles kept coming out. You know, they were moving, and it was slow moving, but they were at least still moving. And, but now things are starting to pick up just a wee bit. Because the universe is done waiting for them. What do you have for me? Daydreams and decisions. Yep. They're giving up the daydreams that they've had. I can't believe that card popped out. You know, where they kept thinking, how am I going to get out of this? You know, when, how. They're learning just to give that over, give that completely over, and let the universe take the lead. I like when they do that. Healing begins. And you surrender everything, you can start to heal. And that's part of that beautiful freedom that you feel. Healing and rebuilding. Exactly. It's like it reminds me of the Four of Swords. Healing and rebuilding. Belief and succeed. Again, 2 cards that, or 3 cards I think that mention the word succeed. All right. It's that inner knowing, okay? That inner knowing that everything will work out for the highest good. Everything is going to work out the way it is supposed to, okay? You just need to surrender fully and completely and do it with love. Don't do it with hate. Don't do it with malice. Do it with love. Because when you put love out, you get love back. That's why some of the masculines have been stuck in their karmic situations, because they're putting out, because they're getting negative on them. They're putting out negative, and it's just a vicious cycle between the karmic and the... I didn't mean to pick these up. I thought these were a different deck. But that one's obviously meant to come out. It's just like a vicious cycle between the karmic and the masculine. Or I should say the karmic and any twin, whether it's the masculine or the feminine. But somebody needs to break that cycle. It's not easy to break a cycle. You've had many years of conditioning. Not to mention past lives and ancestral crap. Surrender to your soul's path. How passionate is that? Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. I think that's what I said at the beginning. Living, finding the joy in every moment that you can. Find the beauty in every moment that you possibly can. And be grateful for it. Actually say thank you. If you see a butterfly fly in front of you, I always look up to the sky, look up to the universe, and I'm like, thank you. I thank the universe many times a day for many simple things, and it comes from nothing but a place of pure love. Pure love. That's going right in the middle. I'm doing that one on deliberate. Okay, Archangel Michael. What prayer do you have? Decide to be happy now. Jesus Christ, that's what I started with, and that's what I'm going to end with. Living in the moment. Oh, I can't wait to move. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all the goodness in my life. How apropos is that? And I have never used that word in my entire life. I don't know where it came from. Yes, my guides are going, it came from us. I know. But how beautiful. I mean, exactly. Live in the here and the now. Because in the here and the now, you find joy, love. You find healing and bliss. I mean, and really, look how blissful that angel is. How utterly beautiful. Not a care in the world. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Just a little quick check-in on what the masculines are working on, because they are working. They're working very hard. It's very hard for them. Very hard. Because remember, they are also human, so they are also, you know, they're also men. This, you know, this path is a little bit harder on the men because of all the Matrix 3D bullshit that has been heaped upon them, that, you know, a man can't be sensitive, a man has to be this, a man has to be that, and act a certain way, and blah, 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 blah. They've got to break that down, okay? For a woman, it's very easy for us to be giving and caring and kind. I'm not saying the masculines aren't. It's just they're meant to be, like, strong and nothing bothers them, and that's a bunch of shit, because things do bother them. They can't keep stuff bottled up. It's like shaking a can of soda or a bottle of soda. You know, you shake shit up so much that when you get just a little tiny crack, the whole shit's going to go open. Well, which is kind of what's going to happen, because they're bringing in the Tower moment. So, all right, thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Namaste. Bye-bye.